The Rotz Report, wrestling pedigree.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Rotz Report. Lucky 13 this episode. I'm your co-host, Matty, and along with me, as usual, is the pride of Ohio, Christopher Ross. How are you, sir?
I am doing good. I had work today from 8 to 2, and I'm going to enjoy my rest of my day with talking to you guys all about what went on in wrestling. And I'm ready to talk to you guys about what went on. And always say yeah to NoDQ.com.
There's that cheap plug. Also, No DQ has their end of year awards that they dished out this past couple of weeks. Is worth looking over there. Let's kick things off because there's a lot going on this week, and let's kick off with Stranger Things. This past Monday, I liked the crossover. I thought it was really good. What's your take on this past Monday Night Raw?
My take on Monday Night Raw, I missed an hour of it because I had work and stuff, so priority is over passion. But I am happy that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky became the new women's tag team champions. I'm happy for them. They're going to have a good run with the championships. I'm happy that Becky Lynch is the brand new women's intercontinental championship. And I feel in a way that we're going to get everything back on track with Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 42. So I knew that was a given right off the bat. I enjoy the Gunther promo. He's going to be taking on AJ Styles this Monday from Germany. CM Punk retaining the War Heavyweight Championship against Braun Breaker. I knew there was going to be some sort of shenanigans in that match that to lead CM Punk to retain, but I am going to say it. Braun Breaker came up short. The next time Braun Breaker goes after that World Championship, he will be winning it. I do expect Braun Breaker to maybe enter himself in the Royal Rumble match. And if he wins, he goes off to face the World Championship at WrestleMania. And I do feel Braun Breaker will be War Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. And what a better way to introduce the future of WWE by crowning him champion at WrestleMania. And then also Javon Evans. He is officially a Monday Night Raw superstar. So he's going to have a bright future ahead of him on Monday night. I do expect Javon Evans to maybe go after a mid-card championship like the Intercontinental Championship. So let's wait and see what they do with Javon Evans on Monday Night Raw. And then also Raquel Rodriguez attacking Stephanie Valkyr. I know Stephanie Valkyr is dealing with an injury, but it is not going to force her to drop the WWE Women's Championship anytime soon. So, but I am going to say this. I do expect Raquel Rodriguez to dethrone Stephanie Valkyr as Women's World Championship. And let's see if Raquel is capable of being the Women's World Championship. So those are my takes on Monday Night Raw Stranger Things.
I thought the main event was really good. I loved the CM Punk for the Braun Breaker. That was a banger. Even with the mistake that Braun made that people keep pointing out, yet they recovered from it really, really easily. Stephanie being injured, but she can do contact, so I don't know what they're going to do with the World Women's title there. However, what I'm looking forward to is there's slight friction in the Judgment Day because Raquel's like on her own and she's telling Liv and Roxanne to leave her the fuck alone, and I'm like, yes, this is the seed that will probably make Raquel leave the Judgment Day. I think Finn will leave Judgment Day as their WWE are planning to put in babyface. So it was a really good Raw. A lot of people were pissed on it because Jericho didn't come back, or none of their returns wanted to come back, which it was never scheduled. It was never released. I mean, AEW at this point still hasn't said that Jericho has left AEW. They did it for Cody. They did it for everyone else. They did it this past week when they released some of the guys like Mercedes Martinez. So I do hope he does return, but it was a really, really good Raw, and it's a shame that people piss on it. You know what we did for John Cena match, the final match, and I asked you your picks, and you said Brock, and then Gunther. Let's do it for Royal Rumble. Who do you think will, at this precise moment, who will win the Royal Rumble for the men?
We're just focusing on the men, not the women.
No, just the men, because the women is up in the air, but the men at the moment there's probably about top 4. But I'm asking, what's your pick?
Well, you brought about Chris Jericho. I do feel we will see Chris Jericho return to WWE, and I feel he's going to return at the Royal Rumble. I have that gut feeling they're going to finally have him come back in the men's Royal Rumble match. So I do expect Chris Jericho to be a part of the Royal Rumble, and he could be welcomed back into WWE's ecosystem. But for the men goes, I just feel like the Royal Rumble this year is going to be too hard to pick because of we have CM Punk as the world champion, and we'll talk about SmackDown when we get there. So we're going to say that guy as champion. I'm just going to go out with the limb. I've been saying this. I feel if they are setting up Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns 3 at WrestleMania, that don't need to be for a championship whatsoever. No. I feel the 2026 Men's Royal Rumble winner is going to be Braun Breaker.
That's a massive, great shout, and I will not be surprised if it's Braun, and we'll have Braun versus Punk at WrestleMania. But one that came in my head is obviously for the Raw bit, for the Raw roster, I would probably say Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor got a good chance. If they want to put a rocket behind him, I could see that, especially with what's happened at Judgment Day. Put him against Punk. That'll be a banger of a match. And it's something brand new. Talking of brand new, New Year's Evil or NXT. A lot of stuff went down on this. A lot of wrestlers said goodbye, and a lot of wrestlers lost particular things. So, Ross, what's your take of a crazy, chaotic NXT New Year's Evil?
I'm going to say top to bottom, NXT New Year's Evil went hit it out of the park with everything. We saw what I got out of it was we were supposed to have a scheduled NXT North American Championship match with Thea Hale and Blake Monroe. That got wiped out immediately because Blake Monroe attacked her. And then Ava kicked Blake Moreau out of the building. So does that mean Blake Moreau is going to I've been hearing, is she going up to the main roster? I just feel if she goes to the main roster, they are literally fast tracking everybody to the main roster, and that's why they need to slow it down a peg. And I feel Blake Moreau, I feel she needs to stay in NXT just for a bit and maybe win the NXT Women's Championship to carry the brand on her back before going to the main roster. If she goes to the main roster as soon as Raw or SmackDown goes to London and we see Blake Moreau, then okay, we're going to be possibly nervous about it because we don't even know how her run on the main roster is going to look like. So I would keep Blake Moreau down in NXT for a bit. But Thea Hale, she was a fighting champion. She had an open challenge, and who took that open challenge was Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame became the new NXT North American champion. I was shocked about it. But at the same time, I'm happy for her. She deserves to be champion, and her reign is just the beginning. And then earlier in the night, Tatum Paxley defeated Izzy Dame, and I don't think those two are quite done just yet. So maybe we could see maybe at NXT Vengeance Day, whenever they announce the premium live event for that, maybe we can get the blow off, the final match, Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's North American Championship. You put the championship on the line to end their rivalry. That will be good. And then what I saw in the main event with Obafemi, Leon Slayer, that was a great, solid match. Obafemi retained, and then what came out of NXT at the end of the show, he vacated the NXT champion, signaling he is officially a part of the main roster. And I've been hearing that the reasons they wanted Obafemi to retain is because they didn't want him to lose before going up to the main roster. So it is what it is. I'm happy for Oba to go to the main roster. He's going to dominate whatever brand they're going to put him on. And that was just it.
Who do you think should be the NXT champion?
Who do I see as champion? I have two names in mind. Number one is definitely Ricky Saints, and the other one, Tony D'Angelo.
That's not a bad shout. I feel these two will have a match pretty much soon for that title. I agree with you. Izzy versus Tatum 3 for the North America Women's title, guaranteed. It's crazy because it'll be the rubber match then. So many people going after Ethan Page's belt. There's Stacks and Ariana at the moment. It's been a crazy couple. And I love watching them, especially on NXT and TNA. Is there anyone on NXT roster that you want to bring up to up to the main roster right now? Exclude the ones that are already been up or about to that we know of. Is there anyone on that roster that you think, hell yeah, get them up now?
There's one, and personally, I just totally forgot JC Jane defeating Kendall Gray for the NXT Women's Championship. Happy for JC to retain, but I do feel with Kendall Gray, She's going to possibly win a mid-card championship, the NXT Women's North American Championship, and then after that, she can carry the NXT Women's Championship down the road. But who I see going to the main roster and says, yeah, she deserves this, I'm going to say Lola Vice.
Agree. There is rumors that Lola is coming up to, especially Smackdown, because obviously her relationship with Damian Priest. But yeah, it is crazy to think what Omar did. I think it's him and Oscar, I think, in it, that has relinquished the titles. We've never been beaten. That's amazing stat. Let's dive into, well, we talk about stats, so let's talk about Chris Statlander and AEW. Now, Ross, did you watch AEW?
Well, yes, I did.
What was your take?
My take on AEW, it was good. Jon Moxley defeating Shelton Benjamin in the Continental Championship Eliminator match. I'm happy for Mox to win, and Shelton Benjamin got emotional during his entrance, and hopefully Shelton Benjamin is doing okay. Wrestling Pedigree would say if Shelton Benjamin needs anything, we're all here for you, buddy. What else I got out of AEW is definitely the Lights Out, a match with Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page versus the Ops. That was a crazy match to watch. Happy for Swerve and Hangman getting the win, but I do feel that I do want to see Hangman and Swerve win the AEW Tag Team Championships. And here's why I'm saying it. I know everybody has been rumoring, oh, we're going to get FTR versus Adam Copeland and Christian Cage for the AEW Tag Team Championships, maybe at Revolution, maybe Dynasty, or Double or Nothing this year. I don't think Adam Copeland and Christian Cage wants the tag team champions. If they won the tag team champions and win it, okay, that'll be their last tag team title win. But I feel it will be best if Hangman and Swerve go after those championships before Adam Copeland and Christian Cage does. So I feel Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page will become the next AEW Tag Team Champions. What else I got out of it is Andrade returns back to AEW. He came from WWE, went to AEW, then AEW to WWE, then WWE to AEW. It's a complete cycle all over again. If he gets sick and tired of AEW again, he's going to be back to WWE. So, Andrade, we wish you the best of luck in AEW, and hopefully Tony Khan books you the proper way during your second run with AEW. And that's just basically, and then also we are going to get a Maximum Carnage, MJF versus Bandio for the AEW World Championship. I do feel MJF is going to retain on Wednesday, and from there we're going to get MJF versus Kenny Omega feud for the AEW World Championship, and I do expect that feud to go into AEW Revolution. And the thing that I'm feel sorry about is Mercedes Moné got caked on Wednesday. When I saw that, I says, no, why did they put Mercedes Moné through a cake? And then she got drowned in it. And I just feel this is definitely still going to be the downfall of Mercedes Moné. She's going to lose all of her championships this year, and then there's going to be that one championship she wants the most, and that's the AEW Women's World Championship. And I am going to say this until I'm blue in the face: Mercedes Moné will become the AEW Women's World Champion in 2026.
I agree. She will be. Yeah, I could see it being. I could see it happening at Owen. I thought this AEW Dynamite was a really good Dynamite. I love the Moxie versus mine's gone now. Shelton Benjamin match, but they got some good story. I actually got some good branches storylines happening now in AEW, which is really good. I mean, you got the Young Bucks back to being the proper Young Bucks. Yeah, I think this year will be a very, very, very strong year for AEW, especially for the Elite. And all right, you say Mercedes is going to be AEW Women's Champion this year. Let's do another prediction then. Who will be the AEW World Champion by the end of 2026 this year?
You already know that answer. You already know that answer. Let's put them up. It is my boy, Will Ospreay.
Absolutely. I bloody hope so. I hope he wins that Owen, because that would be a massive, massive pop. 90,000 people cheering for Will Ospreay this year. It'd be crazy. Before we go on to SmackDown, did you see Wrestle Kingdom? Yes.
I was about ready to say about Wrestle Kingdom. I did not watch Wrestle Kingdom because I don't get the streaming service for that. I was going to say, what was your take on Hiroshi Tanahashi's final in-ring match?
I think that match was the perfect way for him to go. I love the match between him and Okada. Meltzer gave it 6 stars. For me, could have gave it 10 stars because it was a phenomenal match. I loved after that when we had the likes of Ospreay, Jay White, banned from New Japan, coming out, and then obviously Kenny Omega, the Golden Lovers and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a really, really, really it was a really good show pay-per-view. But everybody was there for the match. It felt like Saturday main event in a sense where people just wanted the main event. People just wanted the main event, but it was for me watching him for the last 20 years. It's been brilliant. And see him going off with that kind of send off, with all those wrestlers giving them flowers, and him going to go around the arena in a float and a 10 bell salute. It was New Japan did themselves well with that send off, and now he's the president, I think now. So he's still there. You can see why he had to retire after that match, because after the press conference he was limping like fuck. And yeah, it was really, really good, and highly recommended people to watch that again. Phenomenal match. SmackDown last night. Now, in Europe, we're a bit loud. And we're a bit weird. We're kind of like Canada, where we just cheer who the fuck we want to cheer. So Triple H hates us for that anyway. What was your take on an interesting SmackDown?
My thoughts on SmackDown, when I was hearing the crowd cheering, I could not understand what they were chanting about, but I am going to say it. When WWE goes internationally, they have a different crowd, a different set of people, and it brings the show to an enjoyable feeling. And I enjoyed SmackDown. Yeah, I had to wait until 8 o'clock on the United States side to watch SmackDown. I know you were able to watch it earlier live on Netflix internationally. But for us in the United States, if we didn't want to wait till 8 o'clock, there's always a way to use a VPN and we could watch it internationally live on Netflix. So I'll remember that for next time if I don't want to wait. But hey, I love to wait. So what I got out of SmackDown last night was Randy Orton RKOing The Miz for the second time. I know they're going to be having a scheduled match this coming Friday on SmackDown in the number one contenders WWE Championship match. And also in those matches, we get Randy Orton versus The Miz. We're going to get Trick Williams versus Matt Cardona. I am happy Matt Cardona is officially back in WWE. It took him a long time to finally get back to WWE, and I have a gut feeling Matt Cardona is going to be winning champions in WWE. So he's going to have a bright future ahead coming back. We get Damian Priest, Solo Sikoa, and then Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. And the winner of those 4 matches will go on to 2 weeks from Saturday, 2 weeks from today, at Saturday night's main event on January 24th. And the winner will face the WWE Championship on Saturday, January 31st at the Royal Rumble from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Trick Williams, Rey Fenix match, I enjoy from top to bottom. Trick Williams got his first win on SmackDown from coming up from NXT. I see big things for Trick Williams on the main roster, so keep an eye out for him. MFT gained the win over the Wyatt Six. They're still continuing their story going for the tag team champions, MFTs, and I do expect MFTs to capture the WWE tag team champions from the Wyatt Six. So that's my bold prediction. MFTs will dethrone the Wyatt Six as tag team champions. Julia retained over Alexa Bliss for the Women's United States Championship. Julia's going to continue her second reign as champion. And also Jordynne Grace making her debut on SmackDown against Alba Fire. She did a fabulous job. And then Jay Cargill confronted Jordynne Grace right after. Does that mean Jordynne Grace and Jay Cargill going to fight for the women's championship down the road? Maybe, but I feel in a way Jordynne Grace needs to win a mid-card championship first before going after the biggest prize of the women's division. That's the women's champion. I do see Jordynne Grace becoming the women's United States championship down the road before going to win the women's championship. And then the ending of SmackDown last night, we have a brand new WWE champion, and that is Drew McIntyre. And I did hear the news that both Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre went to creative to pitch the idea of a title change. And it was basically, it's Triple H's final call on what he does. So he made that final call. Drew McIntyre finally became WWE Championship. And now He could finally have a championship in front of fans. He could have a nice run with the championship because let me tell you something. In 2020, Drew McIntyre became WWE champion twice with 0 fans in the pandemic. And I give props for Drew McIntyre for carrying the WWE on his back in the COVID pandemic. He did a fabulous job, and Drew McIntyre wanted us to enjoy watching WWE and not worrying about COVID and all the negative that tours with it, and just be positive and just continue enjoying your life. And then Drew McIntyre won the world champion from Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40, but that title reign lasted 5 minutes because Drew McIntyre's ego was on CM Punk the whole entire night. And then Damian Priest became the world championship. And then last night, he became WWE championship. And when the show went off the air, that was it. He completed the night without no shenanigans. But there was shenanigans towards the end. Jacob Fatu returned last night. He attacked Drew McIntyre, and he also attacked Cody Rhodes. So we have to suspect who attacked who attacked Jacob Fatu. Was it Drew McIntyre or was it Cody Rhodes? We're going to have to find out and see what goes down with who attacked Jacob Fatu, but we will get those answers possibly on the road to WrestleMania. I'm happy for Drew. I did want Cody Rhodes to retain because we could get Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns 3 with the championship on the line, but with Cody dropping the title, that tells me Cody and Roman 3 will possibly be happening without the championship. And what's going to be next for Drew McIntyre is he's going to have to find out and see who he's going to take on at the Royal Rumble for that undisputed WWE championship. If I would have to make a quick prediction on the Fatal 4-Way matches, I do expect Randy Orton to win on Friday. We get Matt Cardona and Trick Williams. I expect Trick Williams to win next week. Damian Priest, Solo Sikoa. I'm going with Damian Priest. And then Sami Zayn, Ilya Dragunov. Sami Zayn's going to win. And then we get the Fatal 4-Way. Randy, Trick, Damian, and Sami Zayn. I'm going to go out the limb. I think the WWE title match at the Royal Rumble is going to be Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn.
Who do you think will face him at Saturday Night Main Event?
Well, the Saturday Night's Main Event is the Fatal 4-Way matches are going to have whoever wins the Fatal 4-Way on Friday will go to Saturday Night's Main Event, and then who wins the Saturday Night's Main Event Fatal 4-Way will face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble.
But Drew could still defend it.
I don't think Drew's going to defend the title until the Royal Rumble.
No, that's a shame. But it was a crazy ending to SmackDown. It's one of the craziest endings and the craziest endings to a steel cage match. As usual, it was leaked that Fatu was there. It was a good, for me, I think it was Cody attacked Jacob. And we'll get that heel Cody down the line. Because I think Roman will be face when it comes to WrestleMania. Alexa Bliss versus Julia was a good match. Shinsuke versus Carmelo Hayes, great match. Um, Johnny Gargano, Mr. Wrestling, is an asshole because I honestly thought Axiom basically split up then. Fraxium split up. So at one point I thought, damn. But yeah, it was a really, really special SmackDown. And what's crazy is tonight, at this precise moment, WWE Live is in Scotland, in Glasgow, Scotland, for a live show. So Drew McIntyre is at that show with the WWE title in his hometown at a show. Also, I don't know if you must know this, Chris. There is no US shows until after Royal Rumble in Philly.
That is going to be insane because this whole entire month is internationally, and we got Monday on Raw. We got Raw from Germany. That's going to start at 2:00 Eastern time in the United States. And what time is Monday Night Raw and SmackDown in London going to be starting for you this week?
It'll be 8:00 our time. So it'll be 8:00 our time. So was it 2:00 your time? I know 2:00 your time. So it'll be 7:00 our time. But you got Dusseldorf, Germany this Monday Night Raw come in. Then you got SmackDown in London at the Wembley Arena. Then you got the next one in Raw in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and then you have Montreal for SmackDown and for Saturday Night Main Event, and then Toronto Monday Night Raw, and then Saudi for the SmackDown and the Royal Rumble. This is a crazy, crazy, horrible, horrible times for you Americans and anyone in North America and South American that go to watch at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Hey, I'm with Raw on Monday. I have to work, so what I'm gonna do is after I eat dinner, I'm just gonna come downstairs and just watch Monday Night Raw. I'll be skipping through the ads, so I'll possibly get it done within an hour and a half, possibly.
So you picked the Raw male superstar to win the Royal Rumble. Who's a SmackDown male wrestler to win the Rumble?
On the SmackDown side, I'm gonna throw this a curveball. I'm gonna save the SmackDown male superstar who could win the Royal Rumble, Jacob Fatu.
I agree. I was gonna say Jacob. And he looked really good last night. He looked really, really good last night. And yeah, it's gonna be it's kind of crazy at the moment. It's 2-0, 2-1 to I would say 2-0 to SmackDown at the moment for the best shows of the year so far. So Raw needs to get it going in Dusseldorf this Monday. Quick prediction, as we'll probably be here this time, probably next week or so around that time. So TNA got their new TNA Impact will be live on the AMC network, which I think is a big network for you guys over there.
Yes, it is, and I am looking forward on bringing TNA into my weekly television shows because this is how my week is going to begin starting on Monday. I'll have Monday with Monday Night Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesday AEW, Thursday I'm adding TNA, then Friday I got SmackDown, and then next Saturday is TNA Genesis, and there's nothing on Sunday. So next Sunday, January 18th will be the day of rest for me when it comes to wrestling.
It won't be for me because I think I'll go to a live show. I'll see some live radio show. But yeah, it's crazy. Monday Night Raw, NXT Tuesday, AEW Impact, AEW Dynamite Wednesday, TNA Impact Thursday, SmackDown Friday, Saturday AEW Collision, and then day of rest on a Sunday. It's crazy. We got so much rest in now. We're getting spoiled. Plus all the indies that are available on like the Thriller app or the Fight TV app. So yeah, it's crazy. We are spoiled, absolutely spoiled. But what I want to talk about the TNA thing was Santana versus Frankie Kazarian for the TNA World Title. Who have you got?
I'm like torn about this because this is the first live show on AMC, and we have to think about the Nick Nemeths because he still has the Call Your Shot gauntlet, and he could cash that baby in at any time. But I'm going to say, since this is the first one on AMC, I think we're going to get a new TNA World Champion in Mike Santana on Thursday night. Are we going to get a cash in by Nick Nemeth? I don't know, but maybe he can call his shot and says maybe after the match, Nick Nemeth could come out and says, hey, I'm calling my shot. I want you for TNA Genesis for the War Heavyweight Championship. So that's where I'm seeing it go right now.
I really hope it's Santana that wins it, because if it's not, Santana goes back to the back of the queue and Tricky Williams gets his guaranteed rematch that he's owed. So they will have a SmackDown wrestler on there in the future, but they will have a Raw wrestler on their future on that show, because AJ Styles is going to appear, and I think they're going to build up some of their. Joe Hendry's going to be on Genesis, so
you said his name,
and he did appear. But I bet as soon as we see the comments when this is released, we'll see Justin saying "fuck Joe Hendry," and we just say "fuck Boston." Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy week in professional wrestling, and I love it. I love it when it's unpredictable, crazy, especially last night. Just unpredictable, crazy shit. So for next week, Ross don't know this yet. So for next week, the Rotz Report will be live. Due to the fact we are going to do the Rotz Report, also we are going to do a new thing where we're going to do some trivia. Now, with the trivia is we're going to play Guess the Theme Songs.
Yes.
So it will be live. We'll be live on the Wrestling Pedigree Facebook, on X, and on Instagram. So it will be crazy. So we will be doing our usual stuff, the Rotz Report, and then we'll get into the trivia of Guess the Theme Tunes, where anything can happen, and any era, any promotion. So you got to brush up your skills, Mr. Ross.
I'll be ready. I'll be listening to mostly every theme song this whole entire week leading up to next Saturday.
I will say this now. There is one that has been very popular this past couple of weeks. It may show up next week. And it is a banger. So that'll be for next week. We got our new debut show debuting tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. And at midnight in the UK, Kane Uncut with the legendary Sonny D. Mad Eagle Kane. And tomorrow, me and Steve on the Wrestling Pedigree are breaking down the Royal Rumble 2003. So there's a lot of content coming in, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, yes, so next week on the Rotz Report, on number 14 episode, we'll do the Rotz Report of everything that happened this past week, and we'll do guess the theme songs. So that's going to be a fun episode. As this has been a fun episode. So, Ross, where can people find you?
Where can people find me at is on my Instagram, CMROTZ_1316. My Facebook is Christopher Rotz. My X account is CRotz24. You can add me on all those 3 social media accounts. I'm always down on making friends, and we could talk about anything. We could talk about sports. We could talk about movies, TV show, video games. We could talk about music, anything that comes to your mind. I am always down on talking to you guys. I give best advice if you need advice on anything in life situations. I'm your guy. I give best advice. So just always come to me and I will help you out the best way possible. And I will make you be more positive instead of being negative, and always be positive in the ward or wherever you guys are at. Just be positive and just enjoy life to the fullest. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. There's no guaranteed tomorrow. So just enjoy today. And if tomorrow does bring you something, then tomorrow is a new day. Or if not, is not. But just enjoy life. Just be positive. Enjoy professional wrestling. And always say yeah to NoDQ.com.
Absolutely. And this Wrestling Pedigree is the one for positivity. You can find Wrestling Pedigree on Instagram, Wrestling Pedigree 92. You can find us obviously on the Facebook, Wrestling Pedigree, where we're doing more content on there. You can find us causing havoc on TikTok, and you can find me on X on W freaking A, because I got my old handle back. So fuck you, Elon Musk. So with that, with that, I thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy professional wrestling, and don't be a dick. We'll see you next week. Are your clothes embarrassing your bloodline? Does your closet look like a Mick Carter in sweatpants? Well, fix it with oldglory.com, the only place with enough merch to main event WrestleMania and your cousin's backyard barbecue. Band tees, sports gear, pop culture chaos. They got more heat than a SummerSlam sunburn. Use the code PEDIGREE for 50% off. That's right, use the code PEDIGREE for 50% off and walk into the room like your theme music just hit. Allglory.com, because real legends don't wear weak t-shirts.